Welcome to Fox 54 News at 6 on Fox 54 Plus. I'm Kenesha Dees. Rock the South announced that the popular musical festival will be relocating to Decatur. And over in Decatur right now, a city council meeting is underway. One of the items on tonight's agenda brings investment and incentives between city and Rock the South Music Festival. The event will be moving from Coleman to Decatur starting in 2026, next year. Fox 54's Gabe Glassman breaks down this resolution for us.
Well, in case you missed it, the Rock the South Music Festival will be making a move in 2026 from Coleman to Decatur. The event will be held in mid-June, and it is expected to bring in thousands of music lovers. But the city of Decatur could be making an investment of their own into the music festival. Resolution 25258 is on Monday night's agenda. City documents say Decatur seeks to invest in the annual Rock the South event as an incentive for its location to be moved and branded as Rock the South Decatur. This resolution is a 5-year deal between Decatur and RTS, with Decatur investing $5 million over the next 5 years. Records also say Decatur would receive 50% of generated parking revenues, 10% of camping fees would be collected by Rock the South and then paid to the city, and $50,000 would be paid each year to the city by Rock the South to use for infrastructure upgrades. The music festival will be held at the Fields in Decatur, 150 acres of land, which is owned by RTS's parent company, Peachtree Entertainment. Organizers say it gives them more space, allowing for leniency with not so favorable weather conditions, and gives them opportunities for more parking and expansion. The 2026 Rock the South lineup is expected to be released on Tuesday. In Decatur, Gabe Glassman, Fox 54 News.
Rock the South posted hours ago on social media that the 2026 lineup will be announced tomorrow morning, so stay up to date with the latest Rock the South news on fox54.com. And we have a look from Montesano. We could see cloudy skies above. It almost looks a little bit chillier. We'll see how weather is. It started off cloudy with some rain. Let's bring in Fox 54 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Jordan, has the temperature dropped a little bit, or are we still a little warm?
Yeah, the temperatures are holding steady this evening. What we're going to continue to talk about for at least the next couple of hours, trust me, we are going to end up talking about the temperatures because they're going to change this week. But the immediate future brings about the talk of just a little bit of rain. And you kind of mentioned it, how we've had a little bit of rain through the course of the afternoon. We've had some cloud cover through the course of the day. And we're still talking about some of that activity this evening. Now, that activity is incredibly light in nature, hanging out across northwest Alabama, Lauderdale, Colbert, Franklin counties, trying to pick up on a little bit of rain up across southern middle Tennessee. But again, this activity is incredibly light in nature, very similar to what we've seen through the course of the afternoon. Now, more widespread precipitation is eventually going to build into the Tennessee Valley. By the time we get to the later part of the morning, early into the afternoon on Tuesday, then we're going to be talking about some scattered showers and thunderstorms across the Tennessee Valley. And that activity is going to be associated with a cold front. This cold front's going to move through the area, and it's going to drop our temperatures as we head into the later part of the work week, and especially once we get to the weekend. We'll talk about it in a few minutes.
A weekend shooting in Montgomery left at least 2 people dead and a dozen more injured. And now Governor Kay Ivey has weighed in. She released a statement, and in that statement, Ivey said that what happened in the state's capital unacceptable and that those involved in the shooting must be held accountable and prosecuted to the fullest. Ivey added that she would be using state resources to, quote, intervene in Montgomery for public safety efforts, including state troopers, saying, quote, I have asked my ALEA Secretary Hal Taylor to extend the patrol area for our Capitol troopers to include other key downtown areas. I will plan on asking the legislature to support additional resources to allow our state law enforcement presence to be more effective in downtown Montgomery. We will also continue to discuss how we can work better with Montgomery City and County law enforcement to ensure zero tolerance for crime in Montgomery, end quote. And at an event, Ivey made it clear that more options are being considered, including more use of state assets.
All state assets are being evaluated to see what we can do more to prevent such things happening in our capital city. It's just awful. No excuse for it, just absolutely awful.
And Senator Tommy Tuberville, who is running for governor next year, weighed in on social media as well. On X, Tuberville posted about the shooting, saying, quote, I am deeply disturbed by what took place in Alabama's capital city last night. Crime has become too common in Montgomery, and this cannot continue. It's past time for city leadership to take responsibility and put an end to this, end quote. Tuberville also added that he would be praying for the victims. A Nashville skydiving instructor fell to his death Saturday after a tandem jump went wrong. Two skydivers, the teacher and the student, were harnessed together and were sharing one parachute, but the two somehow got separated during a jump. The student was found okay, hanging in a tree with an open chute. The teacher's body, though, was found in a clearing a few miles away. Police say the FAA is now investigating the incident. Back here in Huntsville, two people were injured after a collision on I-565 last night. In a statement to FOX54, Himsey confirmed that a motorcyclist and his passenger were both injured after being struck by a car heading westbound near the Madison Boulevard exit of the interstate and taken to Huntsville Hospital. The motorcyclist is currently in stable condition, while the passenger remains in critical condition. And one person injured after being struck by a car Sunday night near Memorial Parkway. The Huntsville Police Department confirmed to FOX54 that a pedestrian was hit while walking across the on-ramp between Max Luther Drive and Oakwood Avenue. The pedestrian taken to Huntsville Hospital with injuries, and no charges are expected to be filed against the driver. You may think of weather alerts as tornado sirens, the forecasting at the National Weather Service, or even your local meteorologists. But local utility companies also have to keep alert. That's to make sure the lights and water stay on when the power grid is hit by weather-related damage. Today, Huntsville Utilities gave us an inside look at a brand new facility aimed at doing just that. FOX54's Caleb Aguayo takes us there.
Huntsville Utilities just opened the doors on a brand new operations center aimed at keeping the power on during severe weather, including tornadoes, flooding, and ice. It's 25,000 square feet of command center, complete with a data room and backup power generation. According to Huntsville Utilities, the goal is to coordinate a response to keep the power on when the weather is at its worst.
We can keep up with all of the electronic monitoring equipment that we have for our electric, water, and gas systems. And the people here can dispatch our crews to resolve issues proactively. We can track all of our vehicles and know how to operate the system in the most efficient way possible.
The new facility's command center is able to seat well over a dozen employees, all working around the clock. Wes Kelly with Huntsville Utilities says it brings everyone under one roof for a quick response when things go awry.
What this is able to do is to get all of our people in one place where we can have that command and control function centralized, protected, and put in the new technology necessary to take things to the next level.
Kelly adds that there's an impact on Redstone Arsenal, too. One of the largest employers in the Tennessee Valley, the Arsenal also gets its power through Huntsville Utilities. A knocked-out power grid could mean trouble for tens of thousands of employees.
Those systems on Redstone are also being operated through this facility. So it's important to us to build something that not only takes care of Huntsville, but takes care of the national security needs at Redstone.
Garrison Commander Aaron Ike tells us this new facility is critical, helping to keep the Arsenal's capabilities online.
We're very cognizant of the weather, particularly in the tornado seasons. So the critical missions that we have on the Arsenal, we need to ensure that those are ongoing and maintain those operations. And so Huntsville Utilities has a great operational capability to provide us that resiliency and redundancy for the Arsenal.
With the winter weather slowly rolling in over the next couple of months, Huntsville Utilities staff say they're ready for any event. In Huntsville, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
A pretty cool addition to Huntsville Utilities.
I kind of thought so. It was unique.
Yes, and from what I've gathered, it's essentially like a dispatch. They send people out to where those areas are affected that do not have power.
That's kind of what I gathered from it today too. They have that big central command center with the backup power and everything. So I guess when something does happen, I'm not sure if they get the calls or if somebody else with Huntsville Utilities does get the call, but they eventually see like, okay, power's out here, here, and here, and they can dispatch people accordingly and get things fixed promptly. Oh,
that's pretty neat. And the fact that there's military involvement is pretty interesting as well.
They pipe their power out to Redstone Arsenal, so if they're here and the power goes out, they've got to be able to do the work, get it done, so that Redstone Arsenal has the power that they need to be able to do their job. Because I'm not sure how many backup generators they might have, but they do get most of their power supply from Huntsville Utilities.
Yeah, well, it's important that the military has their power. It's very important. All right, thank you so much, Caleb, as always. Yes. All right, well, coming up, we see here that a popular restaurant, West End Grill, took to Facebook yesterday regarding the low health score they received. In the post, the restaurant stated it wanted to be transparent with their recent score, saying, quote, "We are not making excuses. We immediately got to work fixing everything." Weston told Fox 54 they are going through a thorough food safety training with staff. In addition to the training, their Facebook announcement says there is a change in management to oversee the daily cleaning and protocols of the facility. Customers commented on the post thanking the restaurant for their transparency, many still showing their understanding and support of the restaurant. Weston says they will be scheduling a follow-up inspection as soon as possible. Calling all college applicants. Alabama College Application Week began today, and it gives graduating seniors a chance to apply to a number of colleges for free. Participating universities include Alabama A&M University, Athens State University, UAH, UNA, and all universities in the University of Alabama system. If you want to see the full list of both 4-year and 2-year schools participating, go to FOX54.com. Fox 54 has some new traffic impact alerts for you as we enter the week. Huntsville Utilities will be closing part of Winchester Road tomorrow morning to do utilities work. The eastbound inside lane of Winchester Road from Normal Heights Circle to Hollow Road will be closed beginning at 7:30 a.m. tomorrow for service line work. The closure expected to last 4 to 6 hours while work takes place. You're asked to avoid the area and use alternative routes. Tomorrow in Decatur, drivers are being asked to avoid the intersection of 8th Street and 6th Avenue for utilities work. Crews will be replacing a power pole near the intersection, and work will be done in the Walgreens parking lot, leaving parts of 8th Street closed. Traffic will be directed by the Decatur Police Department, and drivers, you're asked to use caution if you need to go through the intersection. Tensions rising across the country after President Trump's deployment of National Guard troops across the country in different cities. We have a look. Festival of the Cranes returns to the River City back here in the Tennessee Valley. We have a look at what's in store for next year.